Coral Gables, Florida. Miami spent this past weekend hosting local high schools for a pair of 7-on-7 tournaments and big man camps. The Hurricanes were not only able to pick up a commitment from Miami Columbus 2023 star defensive lineman Elijah Roberts, but Mark Richt and his assistant coaches were able to see and evaluate a number of local prospects from around the area as schools like Fort Lauderdale St. Thomas Aquinas, Booker T, Washington, Carol City, Hollywood McArthur, Belen Jesuit Prep, Pompano Beach, Blanchely, Wellington, Everglades Prep, Miami Southridge, Miami Killian, Miramar, Port St. Louis, West Centennial, North Miami and Miami Springs all sent large groups to campus. On Saturday, foul weather and thunderstorms forced event organizers to end the tournament before elimination play got underway, but Fort Lauderdale St. Thomas Aquinas still managed to post a 3-0 record and impress as safety Jordan Battle and 2020 top 100 wideout Marcus Rosemai made play after play. Sunday's tournament saw Carol City take home a trophy as the Chiefs were able to edge Booker T. Washington in overtime behind the arm of three-star quarterback Daniel Richardson. Inside the U was one of the only media outlets on hand covering the tournament from start to finish. We take a look at what we learned from Saturday and Sunday below. We don't recall a moment on Saturday where we didn't see a Miami coach talking with Fort Lauderdale St. Thomas Aquinas top 100 safety Jordan Battle. The Hurricanes rolled out the red carpet for the Under Armour All-American and spent much of the day trying to make both him and his parents feel wanted. Battle is scheduled to take an official visit to Ohio State in 2 weeks before the summer dead period starts on June 25. Some think that he could leave Columbus committed to the Buckeyes, but at the same time it seems as if made a bit of a move over the weekend and should be considered a bit of a dark horse in the recruitment. IMG Academy top 300 offensive lineman Dante Lucas might talk down Miami here or there on social media, but that didn't prevent him from spending some time in Coral Gables on Saturday. The Florida State verbal commit was spotted riding around on a golf cart with offensive line coach Stacy Searles and talking with Mark Richt. We believe that he's probably locked in with the Seminoles and not really looking around following multiple trips up to Tallahassee, but it was still interesting to see him visiting and interacting with the coaches. There wasn't a more explosive wide receiver at Miami over the weekend than Marcus Fleming. The 2023 star wideout out of Miami Southridge roasted cornerbacks all morning on Sunday and was able to haul in a number of deep passes for scores on fly routes. He might not be the biggest sophomore out there, but he has a knack for getting open in space and making plays when his team needs them. Miami currently leads on the 247 Sports Crystal Ball for Fleming. Florida, Tennessee, Nebraska, Arkansas, Penn State and Georgia have all also offered. It has been well documented in recent months how Wellington top 247 athlete Mark Anthony Richards wants to play some offense in college, and for the first time it seems Miami is more than open to letting him do that. The younger brother of star wide receiver Amon Richards told us on Sunday that Mark Richt laid out a presentation for him on Saturday which explained that the Hurricanes would like to use him as a utility man of sorts, much like Michigan did 2 seasons ago with Jabril Peppers. The rising senior appears to be intrigued by that pitch and went on to state that Miami remains very much in the mix to land his signature along with Auburn, Alabama and Florida. Miami has had plenty of success recruiting Booker T. Washington over the years, and if you're the Hurricanes you hope that continues because the 4A school looks like it has a pair of national recruits on the roster and defensive end Donald Harris and Hickory Brooks. The two 2021 prospects put on a show Sunday with Harris dominating defensive line drills and Brooks making a number of acrobatic catches over elite defensive backs like Tyreek Stevenson. Has already offered both Harris and Brooks and is believed to be in a good spot early with both. New Miami 2020 defensive line commit Elijah Roberts worked out for defensive line coach Jess Simpson on Saturday. After watching the sophomore work the bags and compete in one-on-one drills, we believe that his future is likely on the inside, which is completely fine. Roberts is already a massive kid, but his large hands and feet suggest that he's likely only going to get bigger. Should he be able to add the right weight over the next 2 years and keep his quick first step, he could end up turning into a monster for the Hurricanes and someone that can get to the quarterback much like RJ McIntosh did last season. Speaking of new Miami commits, we loved what we saw out of Carol City's Jarvis Brownlee on Sunday. The three-star recruit got time at both cornerback and safety for the Chiefs, and I'm impressed in both roles. The best play we saw from him came during pool play when he came across the field and jumped up to break up a pass and prevent what would have been score. It's also interesting to note that we heard Brownlee's wingspan measured longer than cornerback coach Mike Rump's last week when he visited, which is kind of insane because Rump is listed at 6'2" and Brownlee is 5'11". Some people want to knock Miami for hosting 7-on-7 tournaments and not doing a bunch of individual camps, which is fine, but it's hard to argue that the Hurricanes aren't getting anything out of this. At one point on Sunday during the semifinals, which featured Carol City, Booker T, Washington, Miami Southridge and Hollywood McArthur, the atmosphere was simply electric. Kids were jumping up and down, making plays and dancing to rap music that was blaring from a speaker nearby. At the end of the day, UM's coaches might not be putting prospects through the specific drills that they want, but they are creating a competitive environment that lets them evaluate in more than one way.